Yes. 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 Listen.
And we ain't sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts. Gotta put that down. Man.
Yes, sir. Dunkin'.
We ain't sponsored
Give
by
us
Dunkin'.
the money. We don't want to be with Starbucks.
Exactly.
We want to be with Dunkin'.
We ain't Starbucks.
We ain't
don't-
Starbucks.
We don't do Starbucks. We do Dunkin'.
We Dunkin'.
Yeah,
So give us that bread. We got you.
Yup.
Now I need a little Don Toliver to set the pot off today.
As always.
Listen, not as always.
You a Don Toliver.
Time out. Don Toliver.
You a Don Toliver bull though.
Would you agree that Don Toliver is part of the reason this podcast is a thing?
There's a thing?
I want to hear new music.
Okay, so Don Toliver put you back on the new music.
Yes.
Yeah, I can say that.
But dig this. Today
Yeah.
is the 1-year anniversary of Heaven and Hell.
Really?
Today.
Yo.
Today. Today.
Yo. This gotta be one of his top 10 albums of all time. Yo, he been blasting this for a year. Every day he playing this joint, yo. That's crazy.
Today.
You know what I'm saying? The hair is kind of whack. Don't worry about the hair. You know what I'm saying? We gonna just,
Yo. My G, today.
yeah, that's, you know what I mean?
Bring it out, but damn. You know what I'm playing the rest of the day.
Oh, yeah.
Like I do any other.
Yeah, you do it all the time.
Like I do any
So,
other
you know what I
day.
mean? Ain't nothing different.
What is goody, man? Don Toliver. Before you jump into us and start it off, I just want to shout out Don Toliver. 1-year anniversary is today.
Yep.
Heaven or Hell. If you haven't, check it. Check it.
Yep.
Because
Of
that
course.
is my shot.
Well, it is a very, it's not something you hear from newer artists. It's completely different.
It's totally different
It's
sound.
different. You can see the
Totally different.
Cuddy/Travis influence
Yeah.
upon his tracks.
Big time.
But you know, Don Toliver is somebody who's really different. To be honest, I think within my age group, he's very underappreciated.
Yeah,
Very
which is
underappreciated.
crazy. I know you said he kind of got played out with the TikToks because he was on
Yeah,
the
all
TikToks,
his
everybody's
songs were
TikToks,
TikToks.
which I don't look
Yeah.
at, so I have no clue.
So when you're constantly scrolling through and you see again, you said the corny dances,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
to
They're
his
all doing the
songs,
Don Toliver
that's all you
dances.
think about when you hear his songs.
Right.
That's what I think but that's what kind of started his blow up too. So it was kind of bittersweet for him.
Right.
But you know, I just think Don Toliver, whatever next project he puts out is gonna be insane.
He was on the Nas project this year,
Yep.
and I think
He
he
was
was
on
a couple other
features. He had some
features,
features.
and like it was
Killed
that
it.
sound I was
Yep,
looking for, like
exactly.
crazy.
Exactly.
Like so he's gonna be good for a little
Yeah.
while, at least to me.
Yeah.
Shoot, man, if you put out an album and don't have a Don Toliver feature, I ain't checking for you.
Oh, come
Straight
on.
up. Straight
Come
up.
on.
Don's that dude, man. Check out Don Toliver.
Oh man.
Yo, let's get right to it, yo.
Hey man, yo, first of all, look, if you haven't hit the subscribe button already, hit the subscribe button.
Please.
You know what I'm saying? We're getting these views.
We are getting the views.
So, and I ain't talking about Drake.
Right. And a lot of comments, too.
Yeah, comments.
Shout out Jenna. Jenna hit us up on the comment. She gave us her top 5 Woo albums.
Yep.
So shout out for that. I gave you my top 5 right back at you, so you can check that out. My top 5 albums.
Yeah.
As always, our man Jeffrey. Shout us out.
Yes,
Kari
sir.
always shouting us out.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for being on this last week. You'll be on it again next week.
Definitely.
Straight like that. But let's get into it,
Love
man.
love, man. Look,
New music. No,
We gonna go
homework.
straight to homework?
Yeah, homework.
age before beauty, man. So you gotta
Always.
get to it, you know what I mean?
Always. Let me pull me up. I was just up, but I had to pull out the Don Toliver. So I had the baby Kurt. And before I jumped into the album, Kurt, I knew some baby songs, I know that he's relevant. Like I knew enough that he was relevant, very relevant.
Yeah.
How he's like a top tier artist, like going on right now.
right
like
now. Yep.
he's like the major. He's like
Yep.
that guy. Again, I've been out the game a little bit, so I kind of lost track of who was that guy with like Kendrick,
Yeah.
Drake, and Travis, and who else am I missing? J. Cole.
Yep.
But after that, like, I really didn't know who was the next up and comer, because there's always every year there's always somebody that has the chance to be like those guys. And I knew the baby was being talked about up there, and I seen a couple of his videos, and I seen this his album cover on a lot of my hip hop posts. Like, so when I went to the album, I was like, yo, I seen this cover a million times. So going in, I knew that he was serious. Like, a lot of people are paying attention to him. So, you know, I went to the first song, and I liked it off the rip, the intro track. And he just comes in talking his trash off the jump. And then the same on Off the Rip, the next song, came in talking his trash too. So I'm already hearing it, and I'm like, all right, this kid's no joke. He's talking his stuff. Immediately when I heard his voice, I thought of Outkast. And I couldn't pick which member from Outkast I was thinking he was. And I almost was like, and I kept on thinking, I don't know which one he is though, but it reminds me of Outkast flow. So, you know, I was like, all right, this guy's major. And then Bop came on, and everybody knows the Bop. I heard it a million times. I actually already had it for my DJ sets on my computer, so I knew it. And I also saw the video for that. Like, his videos are crazy. Like, he has star power. He has like the old school videos, like the Missy Elliott's and the Busta Rhymes and the Ludacris's. They do like wild, off the wall videos, like next level with crazy effects, and it's just like, you see, Eminem's another one with cool videos like that. So like, I know he was animated, and then Popstar comes on, Crazy Vibes. I skipped Vibes. Vibes was hot. Heard the John with the gospel with Chance the Rapper, and immediately after I heard the Baby's verse, I really didn't pay attention to the other guys. Gucci was in it, and YK, but Chance and the Baby's verse, I was like, yo, this is perfect. Like, so then the next one had Nicki Minaj on it, and I was like, damn, like, you know he's major, because Nicki hasn't been doing too much features or any work in the past couple years. And to get a Nicki feature is like crazy. So I had to double take and look at the name of the track and the feature, because I was like, yo, that can't be Nicki. That's probably Cardi. And sure enough, it was Nicki. So it's just like, but the bottom line where I'm getting to, like, I could see why, you know, the kids in your school tried to debate Drake. I can't see why, but I can see why. And I could see why, because everybody's into the next thing, the next best thing. So I could see, like, they're not thinking of all the work Drake has put in the past and what he's still doing now at that higher level, if not higher level. Like, he's still elevating. The Baby's like wherever, but what else does he have to compare and judge against? So it was just a well put together. You could tell he has to be on a major. Like, the music was good. His flows are good. The confidence is like crazy, next level. The features were perfectly put on the album. And the other thing I like about the album was only 13 tracks. So I feel like he got rid of all the fluff and all the like throwaway tracks that some people try to do too much. And a lot of people are doing it now, because these guys get paid off streams. So the more songs you have, the more people are going to listen, the more they're going to stream, the more they're going to get paid. So they throw more stuff on the album. That's why also a lot of these people put out deluxes. They have to listen to it again, and they add 3 more songs to the album, and they call it the deluxe. But they want more streams to it. So the week they drop the album, they put the deluxe out the next week with like 3 more tracks. But bottom line is, this album is fire. It reminds me of like Kendrick, like Pimp a Butterfly. Not the same context, but the level of album it is. Like, well put together. The features are perfect. The music is crazy. It's easy to listen to. It's 13 tracks. There's no skips on it. And it's just a fire album, man. I mean, he is one. Last week was my favorite. This is clearly my favorite, because this is like an awesome album, and like, it seems like a timeless album. This The Baby, and like I said, this is my first listen. I seen this cover a million trillion times again, but just never listened to it. And shame on me, because The Baby's the man. So good luck on The Baby, and that's Kirk, The Baby. If you haven't checked it out, please do. If you like hip hop, you'll like this one. And yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I mean, the Baby is somebody, especially for me. He runs his songs. He does what he has to. A lot of the only problem that people say, or the only negative thing people say about his music is maybe that his flow is like the same on every song.
Okay.
That's what they like to say. And I get that. And I'm one of the people that, you know what I'm saying, might say that from time to time. But I don't say it as a negative thing.
Right.
I say it more of, I can't listen to Baby over and over and over again.
Right, because you feel like you're listening to
I feel like I'm listening to the same thing. But, you know, definitely his newer stuff. And on there, it was way different, to be honest. On there, it was different. You know, he kind of changed it up in a couple songs and he did what he had to.
Right.
But I mean, if he likes running the songs like that and it works, and he can keep doing it.
So he has a bunch more, or like what all does he have? Mixtapes? Like what all does he have?
The album that got him like lit was called Suge.
Was it a mixtape?
Wait, no, it was Baby on Baby.
Okay.
Hold up, I'm tripping.
I got them all pulled up here.
So if you go to his albums, it's
this one.
It's
Baby on Baby.
Baby on Baby.
Yeah, I saw Baby on Baby.
He got Blame It on Baby Deluxe. So he has the regular Blame It on Baby.
Right.
And then he has all this. Even
All
putting
them
out
tapes.
stuff. Even putting out stuff since I was in 5th grade. Or not 5th grade. 8th grade.
Right.
So I remember 8th grade I had what I
I
had.
remember this one.
8th grade I had
Baby on Baby.
what's it? I had a bootleg. I used to bootleg songs off of YouTube. You know what I'm saying? I used to do the little download
The rip them
MP3.
off YouTube. Yep.
Was one of them. And I had one of his songs, and that's when he called himself Baby Jesus. And I had him on my, and I was listening to him. I didn't even know that was the Baby.
Wow.
I still have him on my thing. It's crazy, how long he's been doing this for.
Yeah, it's crazy.
My homework was Liquid Swords.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Classic. Cold classic.
I'm just saying right now. Never before. Now, not never before, but it's not usual. I think, especially today. You know, you usually, you know what I'm saying, you might listen to a song, you hear the beat, and you make that face like
Yeah,
the beat,
dog.
just like,
I know what you're
you
talking
like
about.
Now,
yeah.
you make that face.
Not right now. It's rare right
Yeah.
now.
But
It's very
but
rare.
here's the thing. As much as the beats on Liquid Swords were cool, they were definitely, they were good. It was a well-produced album. More times on this album, with the beat wouldn't have my face like that, but what he was saying would have my face like that. Like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? The lyrics had my face like that. And I was like, wow, like never before have I been like, there's not many people that can say stuff
Right.
and have me envisioning what it would be like to be a kid on the streets of Brooklyn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like be a kid in that situation.
Right.
Be there witnessing that.
Right.
And the way he just made it like to where I could perfectly or try to like really visualize how it was and the feelings and everything going on where he was from and what he was used to.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah, man.
I want to say my favorites was Labels, Investigative Reports,
Ooh, crazy.
I Got Your Back, and Bible, Bible.
Yes. Basic instructions before leaving Earth.
Yep. And you know, those were my favorites of this. I mean, all of them. Like it's insane. Like he just made me feel like I was on, like I was in his shoes. Like it had me real, like just thinking, like you know, you ever see them documentaries, especially in the Hip Hop Evolution, where they would show some of that old footage and you see like the videos of people on the streets. If you ever watched, I think it's called The Get Down or whatever, which was way before this, but it was kind of like Grandmaster Flash and all them. That was another example because they had footage of Harlem and stuff. It made me envision like that time. And there's not much stuff in this world that can make me envision and like really visualize what it would be like. And what he was saying just had me like, he was storytelling to you.
Right.
And he was saying stuff and he was saying like, I don't know, he just brought you, placed you right there with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was on a mentorship or something. You know what I mean? Like I was just there.
Right.
So
he said like I was on a mentorship.
So that was definitely, I mean, this, you can't go wrong, right?
Yeah.
Like, of course.
So, Liquid Swords to me is my favorite Wu-Tang solo project to date.
Yep.
When I was a kid, it's the same thing. It was like the production that really got me.
Yeah.
I mean, the lyrics for me were way over my head.
Yep.
Like way before my time. Like
Yep.
some of the stuff he was saying
Yeah.
and how he was spitting.
Yeah.
I was probably in 8th grade or 8th or 7th
Yep.
when I got Liquid Swords and Liquid Swords dropped.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly my favorite Wu project.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, Liquid Swords
It's the joint, man.
It was
Check out the Jizza Liquid Swords.
Definitely.
Fire.
You got to. If you haven't, you got to. I'm sorry. You
All right,
got to.
I have to give you homework for next week. I already have what I'm going to give you too.
All right. Go ahead.
I'm going to give you Eminem's first album.
Eminem's first album. Now
First
that is-
one.
That's good though, because
First
you know
one.
what? I was somebody, and I was somebody who started listening to Eminem when I was little. You can ask my mom. I used to
Yeah.
be up on our old computer PC, Joe.
Yep.
We had, and I would. Bro, I think the real Slim Shady was the music video. Was
Yes.
my most watched music video on YouTube.
It's
And I
the
was a
Slim
little
Shady
kid.
LP
Yep.
you're listening to.
Okay.
Not the Marshall Mathers LP, the Slim
Okay.
Shady LP.
Okay. And you know, and I gotta listen to more Eminem now.
Dog.
I feel like I'm not even educated like that on Eminem. to be
Crazy,
honest.
because Eminem, like real quick, to me, like I fell off Eminem probably on his 4th project,
Mhm.
maybe like Curtain Call or something like that. Like I just, his raps, it sounds, it kind of didn't evolve for me. Like it pretty much stayed in the same like lane, same place. Very lyrical, you know, funny. He would do the cartoon
Yeah.
type videos. He would always have that pop single.
Yep.
So I kind of fell off him. And I was on my iTunes this week watching videos. Like I was watching some Travis Scott videos and the Don Toliver, and Eminem just popped up in one of his new videos, and he still has the animated like videos like he does, but he spits like a, oh my god, lyricist, man.
It's crazy.
That boy is bad to the bone.
Yep.
He's fast. His words are, and the words that he
And
puts
you can-
together,
and you know what he's saying.
everything.
Like, it's not
he
like
pronounces
you hear
it so clear and so fast. It's
Yep.
just like he's spitting like 30 bars on a 16 bar
Yep.
track. Like
It's crazy.
it's ridiculous. So yeah, man, and we're gonna give him his flowers next week too.
Definitely. All right, bet.
He's getting his flowers, and you're gonna listen to the Slim Shady LP,
LP.
and we could talk about it because that was a time.
Yep.
That was a crazy time.
All right.
So,
Bet.
1997, 98. That was craziness. Let me see. 1999. Wow, that was okay. 99. Yeah. So,
Bet.
yeah.
Definitely
Ooh, what you got
Your
for me?
homework is SOBRBE. Banging 2.
SOB.
I'm sending you to the Bay Area.
SOB. Oh, I feel it.
SOBRBE.
RBE.
It's called Gangin',
Gang.
and then it's 2.
2.
Gangin' 2. It should be an orange album cover.
Dude.
Yeah, sending you to the SOB.
Bay Area.
You heard these bulls before.
Bay Area.
I played them multiple times. But yeah.
The Bay Area.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, are we giving our new releases this week?
Hit 'em with it.
To be honest, there wasn't nothing that caught my eye. There's new releases.
See what happens when Drake releases.
I can run through them. A bunch of singles though.
From now on, you're on new releases, man.
That's
I'm the
fine.
old head. What I know about new stuff.
We
Nothing.
have it was to be announced. I didn't check for it yet. Benny the Butcher and Harry Fraud.
Benny the Butcher is
Um,
supposed to be coming out with another album soon.
And it's gonna
And
be
I was
crazy.
gonna give you Benny homework. Did you listen to Benny?
I listened to his John what's the John that had Timeless on it? That wasn't a single, right? It was Wayne on it.
Maybe possibly, but man, listen to the Butcher album. That's
Definitely.
new. That's new, but that'll take you back to what
Oh, I
like
did
the
listen,
homework
'cause
I'm
you
giving
told
you.
me to
Yeah,
listen to that
and
joint.
maybe
Yeah, I listened to
Conway.
that
You listen to
joint.
Conway
Yeah.
too?
Oh, I don't know.
They're all in
Conway.
that group. Oh
Word.
man, God, these dudes are like new guys.
They're-
Don't bring you
nice,
back to
though.
New York and put
Yeah.
you back on the street.
Yeah.
I promise you, they'll put you there. Benny the Butcher and Conway, monsters, hyenas.
Yeah, no, he can rap. For sure. He can rap.
Woo! The Butcher.
Yeah, no. He be butchering the beat. You know, that's what he be doing.
Does he ever?
And look, Giveon is an R&B artist.
Mhm.
And Brent Fayez is an R&B artist, and both of them dropped.
We like
singles.
R&B here.
We do like R&B. It's hard for me to you know, there's a difference between today's R&B and old school R&B.
Yes, there is.
But you can really sense it more than you can with rap, though. Because I have that whole R&B playlist on my John, and all those songs are R&B, but I can get like lit to them.
Right.
Nowadays, I feel like R&B is not something you get lit to. It's just like kind of like I don't know. It's more
I know
mellow.
what you're talking about because some of them R&B back in the 90s had a lot of hip hop influence and hip hop beats.
Yeah.
So they were rocking. Like they all had at least one or two hip hop features for the singles, which would be you know, the hip hop joint and vice versa.
Yep.
So yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But there's some good R&B acts right now.
Definitely.
I know the Jenny Aiko or
Janae Aiko.
Janae Aiko dropped the album yesterday. She was somebody that dropped on Friday.
Yep.
I listened to that yesterday. Beautiful.
Yep.
Listening, if you're listening, you want to hear some good R&B, like
Janae
old stuff.
Aiko,
She just dropped SZA.
Brent Fayez is amazing. If you don't listen to Brent Fayez yet, he might put you on a song.
Black.
Giveon is definitely somebody you want to listen to.
I mean, are we putting Tory in there?
Of course, Tory Lanez is always going to be a bend.
Breezy's the number one.
For like, you know what I'm saying? You have Chris Brown, you have,
there's some good
R&B. R&B.
It's just different.
Right now
but
it's different from old R&B.
The people that I named, like the Jenny and her and SZA, they're gonna give you that flavor.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
They're it.
Exactly. Yeah, no, they have.
And I need to listen to all of them more. Like they're it. I'm really lunching. I should get back into my R&B bag and listen to them.
I would definitely think about that.
That's some dope stuff.
Yeah,
like more in the mornings and stuff.
But see, with me,
when, like you're settling down at night.
It's always See, that's probably when it would be like if I just need something to listen to while I'm either like doing stuff around my room or I'm chilling.
Right.
That's what it gotta be.
Homework.
But like usually when I listen to music, I'm trying to get hype. In the R&B nowadays, I just feel like it's mellow music. Like you're just chilling music. You know what I mean? Like just vibing, listening. And I'm really never in that vibe. And then when I am, I'm usually like, you know, I'm about to go to bed. That's when I'm chilling out. But definitely gotta start listening to more.
Yo, random. Yo, shout out Nancy, birthday tomorrow, and shout out Parker, birthday right to follow on the 15th. Shout out my people. Happy birthday.
Yep.
Real quick, Lulu dropped us off with some dope names. What do you think about her names?
She did.
She gave me. I texted you them. But there were some good names. I told her, like, that's better than what we came up with in 6 weeks. So I just want to drop these names to everybody real quick just to see what they think. If we should grab one of these names. She said, the Young OG Podcast. The Young OG.
Young OG Podcast.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like Father, Like Son, a hip hop podcast. Another flamer.
Yeah.
Dope. Best of Both Worlds pod, I like a lot.
Yeah, Best of Both Worlds pod.
Best of Both Worlds pod.
That's tough. Nah, that's probably my favorite one. That might be my favorite on the list.
She's put Hip Hop Junkie. That's what we are. We're hip hop junkies. And Young Forever. You know what I'm saying? Forever Young. Turning 40 on next Saturday.
Yeah, boy, don't act like
I want to live forever.
That was my yo. You understand? That was one of my most. That was like on music choice on demand, yo.
Yeah.
That was one of my most watched Johns.
The J?
Yeah. That was my most watched music videos. I was literally watching that John in the living room.
Shout out Lulu. Thank you so much for helping us out
Definitely.
here. So yeah, that was. I just had to throw that in there before I forgot.
You know what I mean?
Happy birthday to the Pisces out here.
Yep.
It's our time. It's our season.
You said to the Pisces.
Yeah. Last but not least, shout out to the Pisces.
Oh man.
Yo, morning radio used to be lit back in the day, like
morning
radio. When in the 80s, late 80s, early 90s.
Yep.
It's just dope, man. Like they had some funny shows. They have some shows in the morning here now to this day, but it's just funny. I used to listen to them like on the bus on my Walkman on the way in, and they'd just be funny. They would have the same segments all the time, but there was a guy called Horace the Tourist.
Yep.
And he would go through all the zodiac signs in the day, and he would just say funny stuff. But he would say, last but not least, the Pisces. But it was just funny back in the day.
My God.
Carter and Sanborn,
I mean, when you think about
hilarious.
When you think about it, like the radio, when people on the radio talking and stuff, that's the podcast.
Yeah,
podcast,
yeah.
Really,
That's what it is.
Talking.
It's radio. That's what it is.
They just play you some what's it called?
Right. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
100%.
So, shout out to the radio stations, man.
Shout out to the radio
for a long time.
Right.
Like I mean, Power 99.
Yeah, that's my favorite
Power
around.
99 had a big impact on me, and it was
Big
crazy
time.
because it was just on. Like going to school
It's
in the
crazy. I
morning,
never listened
I
to
would
it.
hear them crazy behind prank calls. Yeah,
Right. And then Diamond Cuts.
Yeah, Diamond Cuts.
Remember on the way to the beat?
Yep.
She was
Diamond
killing
Cuts.
it at
Going
6 in the
crazy.
morning.
Going crazy.
6 a.m.
But that's what they need
On a
out in the
Tuesday.
City, yo. That's what they need out in the city, yo. You know
6
what I mean?
a.m. Tuesday morning.
Yeah, going crazy.
Going
Oh
ham.
my gosh. You know what I'm saying? All you hear is DJ Diamond Cuts. I'm
Out.
in the middle.
Grab your popcorn.
I'm like, what is going
Your Sour
on?
Patch Kids. Diamond Cuts.
But yeah,
Killing it.
you know what I'm
6
saying?
a.m.
DJ
on
Doc
Tuesday
B.
morning on a work day.
DJ Doc B.
Doc B, special,
Yep.
the culture.
Yep.
He was the culture. He
Yep.
would have all the exclusives,
You know what I
and
mean?
he would drop them
Yeah.
bombs. So yeah, shout out to the radio,
Yeah, man.
man. It's crazy. I never even get to this radio
It was-
station. So I listen
I
to
mean,
XM.
Yeah.
Which is-
That's what I noticed. You had a lot of the XM Johns.
Yeah, yeah.
Whenever,
That's
like, you would
worldwide.
take me home or something. Yeah.
Right.
You'd like listen to the Heat or something like
Right.
that. But when I was in my mom's car or something, and we was driving around, like it was always Power 99.
Uh-huh.
And if it was late night, it was like they was getting lit. They was playing stuff like
Yeah.
Travis Porter, Waka Flocka, No
Hype.
Hands, and
Yeah.
all that hype
The
stuff.
5 o'clock mixtape when
yeah.
she would pick you up all the time.
Yeah.
So it would be lit.
Yeah.
Who we got? Doc B.
Doc B,
Cosmic Kev.
do his thing.
Yep.
Yeah, Cosmic Kev.
Shout out
So,
Doc B.
All them. So we giving who you want to give flowers?
Listen,
Cuddy.
We're giving Cuddy his flowers.
Cuddy.
You could start. I'll start. It don't matter.
I'll start.
Yeah.
Cuddy. Now look, I'm not gonna lie to you. So you knew who Cuddy was. At least I did. You know what I mean? As a young kid, right? I knew.
Yeah.
I mean, I was.
Yeah, I
talking
knew-
about some
I knew his
day and
start.
night, easy money when I was little. Doing my thing.
Doing your thing,
Never
gang.
did I dive too deep into Cuddy's. I've never dived too deep into Cuddy's catalog until lately. And you know what I blame that on? I could blame that on the fact that I never really had access to like anything like that as a little kid.
Right,
I was,
right.
I
What do
wasn't able to, like,
someone would have to put the albums on your
yeah,
iPad.
yeah,
Like nobody was
exactly.
putting albums
And you
on
had
your
like burn
iPad.
stuff to CDs.
Yeah,
and stuff.
nobody was.
Like that was tough.
Yeah.
But once we had Apple Music, I think I kind of like just like was used to them everyday Johns like Day and Night and every stuff like that. From Man on the Moon to where I just never really went back and looked, and that's what happened with a lot of
Because
artists,
there's so much.
especially like Eminem.
So much.
Yeah,
It's just so much.
yeah. So it's like I don't feel like you know,
You gave him
I
the
gave
fair
him
shake.
some,
Like
just, yeah.
you spent a lot of time
Yeah.
on them. Like
I spent a lot. So just recently, I went back in the catalogs
right.
too. A couple weeks back when he dropped his new John, then
Yeah.
I went back in his catalogs like,
Okay.
what's up? And like, he's insane, and especially for like what he was dropping, especially like a while ago too. Like, no one was dropping stuff like that.
nothing
Like
even
that
close.
was
Nothing
so
even
unique.
close, dude.
It was so unique.
It's
And it just
crazy.
has you like, it
It's
just
on
has
another
you
world.
right. It's wild, and there's nothing like, I don't know, like his music always get me moving, always just get me in it. Like a lot of his music. I mean, I know we say Cuddy seasons in the winter, but he has some Johns.
He
that's
got
like
some Johns,
summer
especially on
Johns.
this new one. He does. Yeah, Cuddy season you would think is in the winter, but he has some summer hits.
Yep.
Like Pursuit of Happiness is summer.
Yep.
That's driving with the sunroof down at the
Uh-huh.
little end of the night and just living life, man, and
Uh-huh.
being fearless. Cuddy for me, and you could go back to and help me out as I do the same as you just did. I heard about Cuddy first. Kari, in the summers would just listen to new music, and like he spent a lot of his days just finding new music and things like that, and then he would bring it to the group.
Yeah.
So Cuddy, he brought, I remember a Big Sean mixtape and Kid Cudi mixtape around the same time.
Yeah.
And there was a kid named Cuddy, and he could rap, and he had swag, he had some flow. But you could tell he was different.
Mhm.
Like on that Kid Named Cudi album, I didn't get to know the Kid Cudi I know now. It wasn't until the first album, Kid Cudi, The Man on the Moon, is when I got to know Cudi. And the Cudi that I know and the Cudi that I appreciate is the Kid Cudi, the emo Cudi, the emotional, I'm vulnerable, I'm going to give you everything about me, and I'm living with this pain and this anxiety, and I'm letting you all know, but I'm struggling with it. And that's the Cudi like that I love. That's the Cudi season Cudi. And that's what I love about him. Like, he's not afraid to tell you how he's feeling and the demons and the things that are kind of he's addicted to and pulling him to. And he's not afraid to share that with the world. And like, you know, at rap at the time, you did have Kanye, and that's the reason why there's a Cudi and Lupe. But rap at the time is mostly still, you know, all about the tough guys and the dealers and being cool and, you know, having no worries in the world. He was the complete opposite. He was telling everybody, listen, I have anxiety. Like, I'm a mess in the head. Like, I need help. And just his level of talent, like, he's one of them people that we call the artist on here. He I think envisions music in his head, and before he has the lyrics out, he has more melodies in his head. Like when he's thinking day and night, he's a like, and then he bumbles out the words. Like, he's just like that ill. And not even the music. Like, he went into TV. He was on one of my favorite HBO series, which they had to cancel due to apparently what they're saying is the Game of Thrones budget like wiped out that whole lineup that was on in like February to like April on HBO. It was called Made in America, and he had a cameo on there when he was on the episodes. And then he's on the HBO series now. And I believe he was in a couple movies. I know he was in Entourage, and I'm sure he was in other stuff. So, you know, between putting out all the albums and the movies and the shows and coming back to complete the Man on the Moon series now, and it's almost, I can easily say this myself, and I'm a huge Cudi fan. This one might be my favorite Cudi album to date. And a lot of people, like, it's hard to beat their first couple albums. This one was so well put together and thought out. And it's kind of like him ending his journey with, like, anxiety and the pain he was going through and his addictions and getting out of that dark place to now. So, like, I had to give Cudi his flowers. He's done a lot for me. I've loved his music over the years, especially during Cudi season. And this album was, like, a treat almost. Like, it was crazy. It came out of nowhere. It came out quick because you know, we really didn't know it was going to come out. Like, he wasn't putting it out like that. He went to his Twitter like maybe a week before, and he said Cudi's season or whatever. And then he dropped a date, and it's just like, oh my God, Cudi's about to come out, and it's going to be a Man on the Moon. Junk.
Knew
So
it was gonna be good, and it was. You know what I'm saying? Lived up to the expectations.
I see. You got anything else on it?
To be honest, I mean, you said everything perfectly.
Okay.
I feel like, I mean, just Cudi's, he's one of those people that have had an impact but doesn't get their props for it.
Not at all. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he doesn't get. He
has a cult following, like a strong cult.
He definitely.
But he's a top tier.
Yeah, of course.
Like
and
people
don't give him, especially in my age group, the respect
because honestly,
just because people aren't. I mean,
let's be for real.
Different. You know what I mean?
We go to people right now, Travis Scott or Kid Cudi. What are they gonna say?
Travis.
And who impacted Travis more than anything? Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi. You know, that's the same thing.
Like, he's like, yo, Kanye was hype to see him, but when I saw Cudi, he did it for me. Like, Cudi is that guy, man. He saved my life. That's straight up what Travis said. He saved my life. Like, Cudi, I owe like my career to Cudi, and they work on a lot of music and do a lot. He did a lot on Brian McKnight. Birds on the Trap, Cudi. I mean, you could hear Cudi. That's when I got into Travis. That first one, like I said, I didn't listen to it much, but I heard Cudi when I was listening to that album. I was like, All right, I can rock
You
with
can see
Travis
it.
because I hear Cuddy.
Yep.
I can bang with Travis. It's like a
Exactly.
Cuddy album, kind of.
Yep.
And
Yep.
that's how I started
And
listening
then
to Travis.
guess what? Look what happened.
Yeah,
Now we got Don Toliver, who was another one who got the influence. So
Yeah.
You see how impactful, you know what I'm saying, Kid Cudi is.
Big time.
And he
Big
came
time.
out so different and it ended up being so successful and something that can create a following and
It's crazy.
really can get to people and have an impact on people.
Apple Music people. Zane Lowe does like all the Apple Music interviews. So if you have Apple Music on your phone and just look up your favorite artists and slide to the bottom, chances are if they're popular, Zane Lowe would have done an interview. And Cuddy was on a great interview with Zane, talking about everything and kind of breaking down the album.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to see a dope Cuddy interview and to see what he's kind of about and see his headspace, check out the Zane Lowe interview on Apple Music.
Mm-hmm.
He also has interviews with Travis Scott. Justin Bieber has a good one with Zane Lowe. And all the other, popular acts. I think Tame Impala is on there with Zayn. So yeah, it's dope.
Yeah.
So check him out if you want to see some interviews. And shout out Cuddy. Thank you everything that you do. We're gonna keep rocking with you.
Of course.
I don't know if they said that was the conclusion of Man on the Moon. I hope not. For Cuddy's sake, I hope it's over because the Man on the Muse is the dark places, and for his sake, I don't want him to go back into that zone, that place, because he was like, yo, it was right. It was the time. Like I was gonna go back down that hill, so it's time to drop this album. So yeah, I hope he stays right. But
even if it is, it's not like he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna stop releasing stuff regardless.
Right.
Like,
And he's doing shows. He's doing a lot. He's a music head, so he's still gonna be in the stew.
Exactly.
Shout out Cuddy, man.
Man, Cuddy, inspirational.
Big time. Fashion too. He can do his thing.
I got one question. I've had this written down for the past 4 weeks. Like the past 4 episodes, I've had it written down, but never got to it.
I talk too much on there.
A young bull wanted to get to this question, and it was, first of all, let me get my point out. I think nostalgia, when it comes to music, can impact how much you like an artist.
Yeah.
And let me explain that, I guess, some more.
Yeah.
Let's say you was going through some stuff,
Right.
and at that time, you was listening to a certain artist.
Yeah.
That artist will always bring you back to those memories, and
Absolutely.
that artist will always be more impactful than somebody else. Whether or not everybody else likes him over those other people.
I agree.
So I feel like nostalgia, especially for me, has a big. And I always say, like, bro, I take Meek in my top 3 if we're talking about nostalgic artists. But yeah.
Dude, I have nostalgia with these new artists.
Yeah.
Like the new artists that like just being locked up through quarantine and really the only escape is when you can get a little alone time and just drift off into music. And now that I'm listening to these albums now, as things start opening up, I still have them if I need to get myself some me time. And just bring me back to that place of just being like, look, I'm just lost in the music, like chilling. And I'm like really self-medicating and taking care of myself right now. So yeah, I totally understand. And then, I got this older stuff. But you had a question about this?
Well, yeah, so what I was going to ask was, do you have a era, an album, or just even a song that or an artist that you can say is like your most nostalgic or somebody?
Yeah, it's tough because you know how I love music so much. Dude, I have a million nostalgic mix. I'm just gonna shoot them in the air out. Pharrell, In My Mind album, Summer 07. P. Diddy, Can't Nobody Hold Me Down, 9th grade, Foxy Brown, Il Nana, 10th grade, Big Pun, Capital Punishment album, In the Spring, Capadonna, In the Spring. 9th grade that was. Bone Thugs and Harmony, all through 8th grade, hanging out in the neighborhood with my friends. Our moms driving us around because we were only in 8th grade, blasting Bone Thugs Harmony for us. Me on the bus, the bus driver giving me the speaker on the bus and putting it on the headphones. Crossroads, Bone Thugs and Harmony. Of course, we had albums. My senior year of basketball was Jay-Z Volume 3. Was one of them. Also Cash Money Early Days. Remind me of that. John Legend reminds me of the John Legend album that he dropped with All of Me. Reminds me of our wedding and all the stuff surrounding the wedding.
Yep.
Must I go on?
I mean, if you
I
want,
have a million, and then I have songs too. Like, and that's the thing I love most about music. Sometimes you want to revisit them memories, so it's easy to do it by putting on the music and just drift off. That's why I like a lot of times. I like to just go be by myself and listen to music with headphones, shut my eyes, and chill. And dude, I'm there. I'm at that place where I was, even for like 15 seconds. But it's cool.
I mean, music for me be unlocking memories that I didn't even know I had sometimes.
Right.
I'm like,
because when you hear it and you're like, oh shoot, we were down here, and I remember this. I remember this moment. It was
like,
sweet.
I'll be having vivid memories all the time. For me, it was more like an era. Not really an era because, like, I mean, of course you have stuff like I used to wait till every time my mom would get out of the shower when I was a little kid, she'd like go in her room, and then while she was getting ready for work or something, she would, or getting ready for the day or whatever we were doing, she would play 96.5 or Power 99. And stuff would come on the radio. And when I was a little kid, that was, Sierra, right? That was O, and with Ludacris, that was, what I'm saying, Goodies and all them Johns, 1-2 Step, they was playing. A little later, they had Kanye, Stronger, Heartless, stuff like that was pretty nostalgic for times like that. But my era really for music was probably 2009, 2010 to maybe 2014, 15. For the most nostalgic music, probably 2010 to 2012 or 13. And that's just where a lot of the majority of my memories come from. Because I made a lot of memories within those years.
Right.
But like stuff like if I was gonna go back to Drake, that's why people look at me like I'm crazy when I say Fancy by Drake is my number 2.
That's a
and
summer
Headlines is my number 1 favorite song of all time. But like literally the beat change on Fancy is enough to make me want to tear up. It is crazy.
Let me see your hands.
Headlines. I used to pull up the second grade with Headlines blasting. It's crazy.
Big, nails done.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
NY curls. Yep.
That's my genre. The beat change is crazy.
That was a summer. That's a summer vibe for me.
And
the first album.
Drake has so many, like the DJ Khaled Jones that was coming out. No New Friends. I'm on one.
Yeah, he has a lot of summer anthems.
Yeah, like there's
summer
so much,
anthems.
Yeah. So I mean, one of the most nostalgic songs of all time is "Ambition" for me. "Ambition" by Wale. And then also "Amen" by Meek Mill. But like, I just always look at that like, man, there's so much stuff that is nostalgic for me. A bunch of Meek Mill stuff's nostalgic for me.
Right.
And it's just, it was just a question I had. Like,
nostalgia. That was a great question.
Really
impacts
music? how you view certain music.
Right, and that's how you revisit them too.
Yeah.
Like, in this day and age, if you don't have some type of connection or like memories off of the music, chances are you might not revisit that.
Yeah.
What's the point? It
Because
really didn't drive
have, like,
anything. It didn't. It
you
really.
can't match anything.
And there's it's like music. Anybody can put out music now, so anybody can be a musician easily.
Yeah, exactly.
People might not listen to you, but the thing is, I'm saying there's a lot of music to get to out there. So if you put out music and like you don't have no connection, no nostalgia with, chances are you're not gonna listen to it again.
Yeah. So I mean, and you see that a lot with like if I'm in the car and I'm playing a bunch of Jay-Z Jones, those are nostalgic to me. If I'm playing Bone Thugs, that is nostalgic. But people in the car be like, and just like kind of be listening to it, bobbing with it.
Right.
Like, they don't have that. Like I'm going through memories.
Right.
If I play Lionel Richie, all night long, I'm remembering being in my uncle's kitchen, eating some buffalo chicken pizza, and dancing, listening to it for the first time, or listening to Earth, Wind, and Fire, or listening to, Marvin Gaye, because that was what I was listening to there. I have memories to go with that.
Right.
Other people don't, and that's why like. That's why people's music taste is so unique to the person because it's all about.
And that's why we're trying to open people's minds too on a podcast. Like, listen, young people, listen to some of this old stuff that we're putting out here. old people.
Just with an open mind.
Listen to some of this new stuff,
Yep.
so you get a better understanding of what's going on out
Yep.
here. And you don't have to be so judgmental on things you don't know.
Exactly.
At least if you know, you can have a conversation about it.
Definitely.
If you don't know, you just sound like an asshole. So do your education.
Yep.
Straight like that.
Oh man.
Sports.
We'll move on to the sports.
Yes, sir. Flames. That was a good question, man.
Yeah.
That was dope, man. I wish we had. We got to come up with. I got to come up with some good questions, man. My questions suck. Sports, man. Sixers are still rolling along. Last week's game, so they came back from this All-Star break. And let's see where we at. Started on Thursday, March 11th. We beat the Bulls. We smacked them 127-105. And then we had another game yesterday. We beat the Wiz 127-101. In that game, our man went down. Things were looking
Not
grim.
good.
Very
Not good at all.
grim, and was scared. With that being said, Doc's interview, Embiid was in good spirits in the locker room. As of yesterday, while they were there away, he didn't have a MRI or anything yet. But today he did get the MRI and was put in, and they said it was a bruised bone, and that he is expected to be miss 2 to 3 weeks. Now, it's kind of bittersweet to me. I'm a little worried because it could be serious, and it could tweak and it could happen again. What I'm happy about,
it's not season ending.
It's not season ending, and the team gets to practice without Embiid, and that's going to get them ready for the playoffs. For when Embiid's in foul trouble or he's fouled out the game, they can play and learn how to play and be very successful without him there, because he's such a huge piece of their success. They need to be able to move if he's not going to be in the game at any point of the game. So I think right now they need to lock in and figure out how they can be successful without him for when he is in foul trouble or if a freak injury happens and he has to miss a couple games in the playoffs.
I mean, we know Joel Embiid's been injury prone his whole career.
Yes, he has been, and that's very frustrating to him.
Frustrating. You know,
and the fans.
Seeing somebody land like that and get hurt, it's just like, I mean, it's automatically ACL, MCL goes to your head. Like, you think something happened. That's what a lot of people were thinking. Luckily, they're saying it's a bone bruise, 2 to 3 weeks. I just hope he's actually fully healthy before he returns. Don't return too early, to be honest. You said they get to practice without him. To be honest, even more specifically, Ben Simmons. I feel like, I mean, of course, if Embiid's out, he's gonna have to really
Ben
really
was out
turn
the
it
last
up.
2 games still.
He's gonna have to turn it up though.
He is.
There's in situations where Joel Embiid is not there because of the fact that he's not there. Joel Embiid is the scorer.
Right.
Ben Simmons scores, but he gets his triple doubles. He keeps it moving. He facilitates the offense
very well.
But I feel like Ben Simmons is gonna have to be a lot more dominant
he's gonna have
in
to
those
be more
games.
In everything he does. He's going to need to score more. He's going to need to play better defense. He's going to need to assist more. He's just going to need to do more. He's going to have to be the #1 all-star on our team for the time being.
That's the good thing.
And he has a good cast with him, and they got some leadership on that team.
And they got a bunch of young dudes that's going to keep it
And
rolling.
they got some old dudes, too.
Exactly.
The White, Green,
Yep.
Scott.
Yep.
So they got some age on that team to keep them together.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. They'll be all right. So we'll see what happens. All-Star Week recap. I really don't have much. I really didn't pay attention to anything at all. I actually didn't watch the game a bit. I did see that Steph Curry won the three-point contest.
He went crazy in the three-point contest. He was going crazy. Him and LeBron was going crazy in the All-Star game.
Dame won all MVP.
Dame won MVP, but Curry.
No. Did Giannis win MVP or Dame? Dang.
I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that jump. Most likely because I was salty that none of the Sixers Bulls was playing.
The Sixers.
Their
barber was a part of having, I guess he had COVID or he had contact tracing. They were near the barber, so they couldn't even play in the game. So no Embiid or Ben. Ben didn't play the last 2 games. So yeah, that was the COVIDs. Got the best of them. But yeah, I didn't even know who won that joint. Giannis? It was Giannis or Dame?
Yeah, it was Giannis.
So yeah, Giannis. Oh yeah, Giannis went like 16 for 16 or 18 for 18.
16 for 16 from the field.
Yep.
He was going crazy.
He didn't miss a shot.
And you know what I mean?
Nutty.
And the dunk contest, I heard it wasn't as good as.
They need to bring some of these YouTube boys off the street.
See, that's what they say though. But I mean, we was talking about this on the.
They be doing some nutty stuff out there in the
It
park.
would have to be, like just them.
That's what I'm saying. Just them.
Because I mean, you can't have them go against NBA players.
Listen, if it's not going to be NBA stars, this is All-Star Week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see Joe Bob at the end of the bench on the Bulls that could just dump crazy.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was all the All-Stars.
It was Dominique.
Now with LeBron, and I love LeBron, and I hate bashing on him, but the people want to see you out there. Mike did it. Kobe did it. Come on, Brian Bond. It's All-Star Weekend.
Vince Carter was on there.
It's All-Star Weekend, dude.
And people who wasn't people that was just volunteering to go up there gets out there. I understand like people don't want to get injured and stuff for doing all that crazy stuff. That's the reason everyone always goes to. But
some of these bulls
if
just
they
don't want to. Some of these
the-
bulls just don't want to lose.
the Instagram and the YouTube
They should
people
vote.
out there,
They should vote in the dunk contest.
it would be fire because that's what they do for them. That's what they, you know what I'm saying. That's what they get their money off of.
All right, moving on. Eagles. Jeffrey Lurie announced this week that he is going to put all his focus into Jalen Hurts and making him a successful quarterback this year.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like we might draft some skill position players to go alongside with him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. They might end around and get another quarterback. He might just be talking that talk, but baseball season is about to kick off. Probably 2 weeks out from opening day.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go Phillies. I'm excited for them. I'm not hearing great things about the team, but usually that's the years that they do awesome. When they say the high hopes and they're going to be this and that, they usually suck and underperform. When they don't say nothing about them, that's when they start having breakout seasons. So keep not talking about the Phillies so we can have a great October.
I mean, quarantine did something to me.
They're going to bring fans. Fans are back.
I only went to one game, and it was it the Phillies game? Did I go to the Phillies game? It was either a Phillies or an Iron Pigs game. But like just being in that baseball like setting sometimes just like lit. You know what I'm saying? When it's,
let's do it.
When it's sunny. When
let's
it's
go to a Phillies
you know
game. Me, you, and Kari will go to a Phillies game this year.
Bet.
And it might be a day, John, too.
Yep.
They have the businessman specials. Kari loves them, and their fans are allowed back in. I think it's like 50%. Businessman specials, the games are like at one or two. Dope in the sun, just chill. You just see all the sights. It's just chill. We'll all have our AirPods in or your headphones. We're just relaxing.
Exactly.
But yeah, that's coming up. I'm sure my dad will want to go too, so we'll bring him along. He could be the driver. How about that? And yeah, we'll have a good time.
Yeah.
So March Madness is around the corner. The conference tournaments are wrapping up this today, and maybe there might be a few games for conference tournament championships tomorrow. But that's when they're putting out the brackets. So the brackets are coming out. I have no clue this year. It's just going to be extra random.
It's been a weird year for sports,
there's no given. Duke, chances are they're not making the tournament. They lost.
And when does it happen?
They lost first round of the tournament. First time ever. Pretty much. So, yeah, I don't even know if North Carolina is going to make it. I think they have to win out. So, yeah, this is going to be an interesting year.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's March Madness. Stay tuned. I think we're going to do I think we're going to do a bracket for the pod. We'll see. Check the site, the comments. If we're going to do it, I'll post in the comments. Mr. Mood Music, you know what it is going to post that.
All
right. So we'll see. If not, I'm going to do it on Twitter too. J_Flames is the Twitter. Excuse me. And I'll definitely post a link on there and Instagram if we're going to do it. But we'll see. So yeah, that's March Madness. Do you have anything else in sports, sir?
I don't have anything for sports this week.
Let me think. Sports. I just want to jump right into it since we're talking sports, man. NBA 2K, man.
NBA 2K.
Let's talk
man.
sports.
Come on now.
NBA 2K.
If y'all don't know, it's a video game.
It's a video game, basketball.
Basketball video game.
Very popular.
Very popular, but steadily declining.
Yeah.
I would say.
When do you think the hype
17
was like hype? Like, yo, this is the future.
Well, no, you was on 18. That's when you first got it. I remember that's when they first got the neighborhood, and you was in that behind park. That's when you.
No, but when was it lit for you first? Like, when was it like? Because when you were doing Park After Dark and all that.
That was 2K17.
That was 17.
That's when I first got my PS4.
Okay.
And
were you not playing on that?
I played a little bit on Xbox One,
but not like
PS4, and
you started grinding your guys.
Despite all of the despite all of the what you want to say, the Xbox and PS4 beef and all that stuff. I'm here to say, from my experience, especially playing the same game that year on both consoles, it was a lot more competitive on PS4, a lot more. And I really had to step my game up.
Okay.
And I mean, me and my friend, shout out to Deshaun, we would always play
Xbox.
We always play.
Yeah, I remember he used to hop on there.
Like it was 15, it was 16, and the beginning of 17 we played.
Were you playing Versus or Park at the time?
Park.
Okay.
And I was always a big man, and I went to PS4, and it was 2K17, bro. It was like the best thing ever. They had badges, they had Hall of Fame badges. They introduced a bunch of new stuff, and they had a thing called Park, which they introduced it in 2K15, 2K14, but they had something called affiliations, which they introduced in 15, which was there's 3 affiliations you could choose from. You had to choose like the Flyers, the Rough Riders, or the Ballers, and you had to go to one of the 3, and that's the park you would get, and they had their own little park and definition and all that type of stuff, and it was cool, but long story short, 17, I hopped on PS4 and I made a guard for once. And I did my thing. They had, I would just practice. I practiced my dribble moves. I grinded the player. I think I had so many players. And, it was just, all of my friends can vouch for me. Me and Anthony Scarpacci, JJ Hoffner, of course, Sean Dane, and all them boys. We would always play, and we would just have the best time of our life. That was the last time I think I truly was on the game all year round. That was the last time I was on the game through the summer, and it was sad because
so you played it all season.
Yeah,
all the season.
And so the reason I say that was when the decline started is because 2K18, that was the last one with affiliations too. 2K18.
That's when I hopped in.
You hopped in at 18. That's why I brought it up because that was the first year they introduced the neighborhood,
right?
Or then being able to walk around and stuff.
Right.
And
there was more to it.
It was only like a straight and like a left turn or a right turn.
It was light,
and then that was it.
Wasn't barbershop tattoo.
There
clothing.
There wasn't much in there. Wasn't much included in it. And the park was very dry, grayscale. It was all grayed out. So it was terrible. There was no affiliations, and it was all just it was just not a game that you were feeling like playing. It just wasn't. They didn't put enough work into it.
But here's the thing. This is my first experience of it, so it's cool. But there was a lot of things that I was like, "Yo, this is awesome. It's fun to be in this neighborhood. It's fun to play this game." But I'm in here by myself most of the time. I can't even get on the damn court.
That's why. See, that's why you was. That's how you. Yeah, that's not what you want to do. Definitely because, there was times on Xbox because Deshaun was the only bull I played with.
Right.
So if I was trying to play by myself, I'd have to go, and that was the good thing too about what's it called, 2K17. I had a point guard. My point guard was nasty, and they had 21 courts.
Right.
I go to the 21 court and just ball bulls up. That's all it was. I just kill bulls in the 21 court, and I still rep up. And that's what it was. You didn't have to play with randoms, but you don't get a game often if you don't have a squad. It's just because they have squad spots. You get squatted up.
And if you have 2, you're still not going to get a game because they can squad up on you.
Yeah, exactly.
When did they introduce in squad up? Because that's the worst thing ever.
Probably 15.
It's trash.
That's
pretty much in life, not trash. Dude. In life, if you think about it, it's kind of like, all right.
That's how it is in life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But that's wrong.
If you don't have
that's politically wrong in the world. Like they're taking away dodgeball in schools because they're saying kids are getting singled out and people are starting to like pick on kids and abuse kids.
That's the thing.
So I'm here sitting at the park looking for somebody to play with, and everybody's just running right past me. And pointing and laughing and then running past me. Like, and then you got what's the cheeser bulls be doing, yo? They be cheesing on there. And not even playing. Like, dog, hop on the spot and let me play the game. You're over here dancing in the background, walking past me, spawning right up in front of me. Sit or get in the spot and let me play. Let's play. Do you want to be on here running around the park on your scooter, or do you want to play the game?
Well, no, because the majority of them bulls don't want to lose. That's the thing, and they're not going to play.
And they're afraid to lose. So you're telling me people are afraid to lose?
They're not going to play with somebody random.
Okay.
They know they can catch a dub with their squad.
So they're afraid to lose, or they're afraid of a challenge.
That's what it is.
They don't want a challenge.
I mean, I guess you could.
If you think I'm trash,
I'm not playing.
If you think I'm trash, you don't want to be on.
I'm not playing with a random.
Listen,
I can't agree with you.
I'm cool with playing with a random because I'm always going to come on with two.
That's fine.
Like I have somebody else. So look, if a random's acting up,
yeah, that's fine.
They're going to get iced.
Yeah,
we're going to let you have the ball. How we play, me and Ken, we're going to let you have the ball. But as soon as you start acting like a brown shirt, you're done.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, here's the problem is, especially with me. I ain't got no chemistry with these random dudes, right? If I know, okay, we have two people. Why not wait 30 minutes for my guy Sean to hop on so we can have three people we used to playing with, and it's cool. Because again, for me, playing with randoms is the worst experience of all time. And you know, not necessarily saying they're bad, but some of them are ball hogs. Some of them like to do their own thing. Some of them don't like to pass. Some of them assume that you're bad.
Some of them don't know the game.
Most people don't know the game, and so. That's the thing about all that. I think squad spot is necessary because I don't think you should be forced to play with random people and have to finesse. And then games would never start because they don't want to play with you. They want to play with people. So
couldn't they create a court where you just can come with threes, like, and then just have some other stuff like?
They have a court with no squad spot. They put those
in
the game starting
only
19.
A squad spot court. They only have one random court.
Okay, for random, and that's it. You know what I mean?
What if you don't have friends, man? Like, what if I got no homies?
And you go to the one random court.
That's trash. Come on,
man. That's what it is.
Listen.
You know,
2K do better. I'm done talking about 2K.
Nah, it's ruthless, but at the same time, it's like, bro.
That joint's weak. For an old head, I can see why the old heads don't mess around with my park. They rather just play them versus.
Coordinate with their friends.
Because they just don't have time for knucklehead dumb stuff. People riding around in scooters, just walking around by themselves and not playing the game. Yes.
But you gotta like, how hard is it to get? Oh, are you hopping on?
Listen, no, I gotta change diapers upstairs, but I could be down at 5. No, I can't be at 5 because I have work.
Okay.
Then we can't play.
That's tough.
But
so you guys,
if an old head want to get on and chop it up and be. You don't know nobody.
So play it
2K. You're not marketing for the old heads. That's all. But you just have the regular game for us. But some of us want to be in the park.
Okay, so you go to the randoms court. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Man. It's tough luck.
They got one more year for me.
You know, and here's the thing. Bull's stingy. If I told Bull get a PS4, get a PS5, you'd have Bulls to play with because we play all the time. You'd have Bulls to play with. But no one wants to get the PS5. He's stingy. So if you don't, exactly. So if you don't, you know what I'm saying? Bulls being hypocritical.
Y'all young Bulls don't know how to play the game.
That's fine. You know that's why I be dropping 17 a game. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you can't rock with somebody who be carrying it.
Anyhow, 2K, you're trash. You're trash. Go ahead, man. The culture.
The culture, man. You
don't got the chain?
I don't got the chain today, bro.
Huh?
I forgot the chain.
Dang. Can I go get it and put it on?
No, that's too much time. I mean, we already over an hour, man. It's going.
We
had
our
an
background's
hour, we had an hour
what's our
to-
background gonna be? We got two. It's too long.
One.
We gonna have to have the
background.
studio
We're about to
background.
have the podcast background the
The
whole
stew.
time. Because it's gonna take 8 hours to export out my joint.
The stew.
Yo,
Just expect it on Monday from now on. All right, at some point of the day.
it takes
because this
like
one
a whole
is
day
too long.
to do its thing. It takes like a whole.
This will be
entire
luncheon. He
day.
could have it up tomorrow if he does it after
He
this. But
luncheon.
he wants to go upstairs and get a snack. He wants.
But here's the thing. Tell me. Let me break this down for you. This is a 2015 Mac. This is 6 years ago.
They don't even do the glowing.
This is 6 years ago.
They don't even do the glowing apple no more.
This is 16 years ago, man, and it's a MacBook Air.
Listen, man.
I've been told, Bull, why don't you let me edit on your junk? Cause it's new as heck, and it could get the job done way quicker. And he said, no. So we're gonna have to deal with it taking 9 hours to export.
Listen, people.
And 2 hours to get on YouTube. That's
Let me
10
see that,
hours.
John.
That's 10 hours.
This right here, 2000 and what?
15.
It's the culture.
No.
This is the culture. This is
No.
what the culture's about.
Bro.
The culture keeps
No,
it
bro.
real. The
It's
culture keeps it funky.
No,
The
bro.
fro, the
No.
culture.
No,
The
bro.
chain, the culture.
No.
The 2015 MacBook Air, the culture.
I guess.
So let's get into the
Yeah,
culture.
let's get up into it. Hey, look, there's some science stuff today, man. Black hole fueled space blast. Evidence of one was just seen, right? It was just
Is that what you were
recovered.
talking about last week?
No,
Okay.
no, this wasn't the space hurricane thing. Basically, evidence of a black hole fueled space blast that happened 13 billion years ago just reached Earth. Think about that. Now, of course, if there's no friction in outer space, right? You're just going, it just keep moving forever. What law is that? Newton's law. Is it the first one? Is it first? An object that's in motion will stay in motion when there's no friction. So, 13 billion years ago, I just find that crazy. You know, I mean, a blast that happened 13 billion years ago is just now getting to Earth. That puts into
My bad.
perspective how, huge the observable universe is. Next, scientists are claiming that a multiverse exists.
Go ahead.
Bro, the elevator music though,
It's nice and easy.
I could put that in the video if you wanted me to.
Nah, go.
Come on, boy, you sitting real stiff right now.
Listen.
Scientists are now claiming a multiverse exists. So,
Can you elaborate?
oh look, bro, you doing the most, man. Talking about elaborate. A multiverse means there's multiple universes outside of our observable universe that exist. So, I mean, just thinking about it, that is weird because we're never gonna know. But basically, the idea of multiple universes existing, and scientists are now claiming that is possible, very possible.
The culture.
Number 3, happy birthday, Jack Harlow.
It's lit.
Jack Harlow, that's the guy, man. Came out last year.
The video with
What's
Chris
poppin'?
Brown is out.
Really?
The top, yeah, it's good visual.
I mean, he
lot of
you can tell-
ladies.
You can tell he's cultured, man.
He is the culture.
He-
and he knows hip hop too.
knows
He
hip-hop.
understands.
He understands it. He definitely does his thing.
He did his homework.
Yep, of course. Number 4, this is a funny one. A man drives his dealership loaner to rob a bank so he could pay for his BMW. Let that sink in. He said, yeah, hop in.
He's the culture.
He drove to the bank, said, let me get your money,
In the loner.
and paid it for the BMW. Tried to pay it for the BMW,
Took
man.
the
That's,
stolen bread.
that's wild.
I'm ready to buy one.
That's
now.
wild. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking. You know what I'm saying? His mugshot didn't look, I don't know. He didn't look too happy. Like, I don't know what he thought was going to happen.
Where was he from?
I don't know. I forget.
He's still the culture.
He's the coach.
He's the culture.
Wild. The 2021 Tokyo Olympics will be taking place in Tokyo.
Summer when?
I think it's summer. Yeah, I think it's
2021.
summer. 2021.
And this is the big Olympics, like with the hoops and everything like that.
Yeah.
Dope.
So
This summer.
get ready for that.
But when? Like some of these
I don't know.
some of these countries is like weird. Like
Then I go
some
fancy.
start in like for us May, others could all start like at the end of August and be the summer Olympic Games, which is crazy. So it's just going to be interesting to see when it starts at Tokyo. But that's cool. I can't wait for things to get a little bit normal.
And the last thing,
I didn't know that.
It's just something that interested that was intriguing. That the game tweeted out, basically saying, every man is not a rapper, and every girl is not a model. Now, I mean, it just intrigued me because you know the excess amount of people trying to come out being those two things nowadays
it looks like the game spends a lot of time on Instagram.
He does.
And a lot of people spend a lot of time DMing him lyrics and women, but
what I got to say about that tweet in general is,
and on Twitter,
it's not for everyone, of course. But if you're doing it because you like it, then that's cool.
Yeah.
I think we see an excess amount of people just doing it because they think that's how you get money. But if your heart's not in it and you're not doing it because you like it and you're just doing it for the money, it's not gonna work out. So I agree with him on that type of thing. Like, you just trying to rap or you just trying to be a model because you want money, right? You think it's easy and stuff. I feel like through the screen you can sense when somebody's not into it. So, that's what it is.
Listen, I'm into it right now. This is it. This is the culture, and you just been cultured by the culture.
Yeah, that was the culture, man. You know what I'm saying? Had a few things. It was low-key week this week for the culture, man.
Listen, we have been talking to these fools for
an hour and 10 minutes,
man.
Y'all gonna see the podcast room the whole time.
No shmonies, and I need shmonies, and if I don't get no shmoney, then I got to go, honey. Peace. Episode
7.
Next week will be
8.
And also next week will be
your birthday.
We're gonna do a birthday pod, but we're gonna do it earlier, dog.
When are
listen, if we do the pod at this time next week, I won't be doing the pod. We doing it early.
We're doing it early.
10.
10
might even do that joint at 9.
Come on,
with
bruh.
A breakfast sandwich.
For what?
Listen.
Come on, bro. I'm not gonna be asleep. I'm gonna be asleep for your birthday then, because boys is gonna be tired.
Oh, that's how you gonna do me?
Boys is gonna be tired.
That's how you gonna do me?
Look, I'll be waiting until 9 p.m. to celebrate my John, boy. I don't even want to celebrate my birthdays.
Yo, listen, birthdays was the worst days.
Now we drink champagne when we're thirsty.
Hey, and if you don't know,
now you know.
Bitter.